You're watching Channel 3 News at 11 with Hillary Golston.
The presidential candidates may not be on the trail this holiday weekend, but that didn't stop the wheels behind the scenes from turning. Let's begin with Hillary Clinton's email scandal that appears to be going nowhere. She used a private email server while Secretary of State. This weekend, Clinton was grilled by the FBI. On the other side, Donald Trump continued to blast Bill Clinton for his private meeting with the Attorney General that happened last week. NBC's Jennifer Johnson has that part of our story from Washington. About 60 Northeast Ohio veterans got the great honor they deserve as the nation commemorates the Vietnam War. Photojournalist George Byamgis shows us how 50 years later, these vets are getting some well-earned respect. We have a twofer for you. We've got Greg D outside at Edgewater Live there, giving us a look at the forecast and also telling us a little bit about the fireworks. I have to tell you, Greg, I'm a bit jealous at this assignment you have today. I think we should coin that tribe time. I like it a whole lot. Thanks a lot, Eric.
Thank you, Hillary.
Lots of good information. Thanks, Jay. And following last night's events in Dallas, police departments across Northeast Ohio are taking a look at how they do things. It's all an effort to stay safe. Channel 3's Carly Flynn Morgan has details on what they're changing tonight. Breaking news in Summit County. Hudson police investigating after 2 dead bodies were found inside a home this afternoon. They arrived at the Ravenna Road home just before 12:30 this afternoon. Officials not commenting on what happened just yet. We are expecting more details shortly. All the latest breaking updates will be posted at WKYC.com. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm Hillary Golston. Police involved shootings, and more specifically, where to draw the line of what is and isn't justified at the heart of a lot of questions being asked tonight. Families of people killed by police coming together today to demand justice in Cleveland. Channel 3's Carly Flynn Morgan is live in Cleveland tonight. We've known for a while that Councilman Jeff Johnson decided to cancel that Glenville event. It's a celebration that's been going on for some 4 decades. Councilman Johnson said the last straw for him was 3 women shot to death the weekend before the RNC. We are getting a jump on this story because this is a recurring theme that keeps coming up. How militarized should police be? That's a question that this group of activists is asking. We do know that a 28-year-old man was inside of that trench when it collapsed. He was taken to the hospital, fire crews tell me, but it was too late. They also say he hit his head, but right now city officials still investigating, trying to figure out why he was inside that hole to begin with. Some new details emerging also about how this happened. The commander did confirm to me with East Cleveland Police that it looks like Barnes never actually made it inside of the home. He was coming home from dinner, he had his keys, and somehow those 2 suspects got the keys away from him and then entered the home by themselves. Lots of new details emerging literally as we speak. Authorities still haven't told us exactly what was in that food, but the students complained of having an upset stomach. They felt a little bit out of sorts. That's what a school administrator told me. This all began when a student went to the dean saying, "I just don't feel right." Yeah, we learned some very jarring information today at that press conference that the man who took Nevaeh Wiley may have tried to take a child right here in Elyria. And the FBI investigators say they need to get this man off the streets. Whoever this person is not just preying on kids in Cleveland, but we're realizing this case now crossing boundaries of cities and boundaries of counties. This is huge. Of course, nothing is certain right now, but even the potential, the talk is really exciting for a lot of people. Right now, we have 0 in terms of sound stages here in Ohio, but we've been able to attract millions in economic development. Just remember, just a few blocks away, the Avengers, portions of it were shot right here downtown. So just imagine what this could mean. Aviation history happening in downtown Cleveland. And this is a Channel 3 exclusive. All of it linked to a drone. You think this video is amazing? We've got some more for you. Straight ahead. It was absolutely, Russ and Sarah, a very gloomy day today, but that couldn't stop aviation history from happening. We were shooting the drone as it was in the air, making that first commercial flight approved by the FAA. But that drone was also looking back at us and all around downtown. And if you were to put on these goggles in high definition, this is what you'd see. And here's that shot. We were told as many as 5,000 to 10,000 people were supposed to gather, then march. but it's not the turnout organizers expected, Andrew.
That's right, Hillary.
Another thing that was happening, all of the people here waiting anxiously to hear Hillary Clinton speak. And this was after they learned that she took Florida, North Carolina, and of course, Ohio. Another big part of this, though, is that they were describing the speech as exuberant, as confident, and they were certainly mirroring those sentiments. Corporate counsel says the city filed a claim in probate court after Rice's estate requested a bill, and they are parsing words here. They say the bill never went to the family. It instead went to the estate. Mayor Jackson said he wants to put some checks and balances in place to catch stuff like this from happening. But remember, he did say the same thing the last time he had to apologize. And Cleveland really does rock. So we've got some really cool drone video from over that brand new public square. Thursday, if you're into it, you can see a rededication. But today, a lot of local folks got to enjoy it for themselves. And that's before all the bustle of the RNC comes to town. Our own photojournalist, George Piamgis, takes us there. I think it might be appropriate to start with this stat, 0. That's the percentage of black voters who are picking Trump over Clinton in a recent poll in Pennsylvania and Ohio. And Pastor Scott is making no bones about it. He thinks that race is playing a big role in why he's getting a lot of national and, of course, local attention. But first, I want to start with a question I asked Pastor Scott about some of the comments Trump made about illegal immigrants. Saying that they are rapists, that these people are murderers, and that some of them are good. Some people would say to just point out a few who are good, that's problematic.
First of all, if you're illegal, you're breaking the law. There are no good illegals. You can't do the right thing the wrong way. So the minute you illegally immigrate, you're wrong. You're bad. Now, I've heard the argument that suggests, well, why should we deport illegal immigrants? Because you'll be breaking up families. I'm from the black community. I watch families being broken up every day by the disproportionate number of African Americans that are in the penitentiary.
Why? Why do you think you're getting so much attention?
I don't know, because Hillary Clinton's running for president.
Do you feel like you're in the hot seat?
No, I'm cool. I don't have a hot seat. I'm not, ain't no seat hot for me.
Why are you attracting so much national focus? I mean, the spotlight really is on you. It's not like you're the only pastor in America who's supporting Donald Trump. Why?
Because I'm black, and you know, America doesn't expect a black person to support Donald Trump. I said this before in an interview that a number of blacks consider me an aberration because I'm supporting Donald Trump, and I'm actually the victim of reverse racism, and I'm a victim of racial profiling because even among blacks they say a black person should not support Donald Trump.
So we have so much more of this interview coming up tonight at 11. Why not use the national stage in the city you lost to get people to come to your own town? Well, that is exactly what Dallas decided to do. They were one of the finalists vying for the GOP convention, and they decided, well, we'll take up some space right here in the airport, actually in baggage claim where I'm standing. So I know a lot of you are probably thinking about this, so let's get to that burning question. What are we going to see? What can you tell us about what these ads will include?
Well, you know, what we really want people to know is that Dallas is a party town. Let's face it. We know that whether it's a Republican convention or the Democratic convention, a big part of that is about the party.
Dallas's Convention and Visitors Bureau holding no punches, making the unabashed pitch during the party they lost. The RNC's national convention being held in Cleveland.
Hey, maybe we're the after party.
Consider Dallas for your next vacation? Fair point. But fair play? When this news broke this afternoon, we thought, what? What are they doing out there in Dallas? Sounds like sour grapes.
No, not at all. It's not about sour grapes. It's about how do I capitalize? I'd say it works because I'm on the phone with you right now.
That's a very valid point. I mean, you are getting some free press out of it. Okay, fair enough. Folks flying through Hopkins, a different take.
It sounds to me like a little sour grapes, but I mean, Cleveland's a great city.
Cleveland Host Committee head David Gilbert also saying sour grapes, saying, I see no upside for their actions than to try to soothe their bruised ego. Are you concerned that the airport might say, why should we let Dallas come in here and rain on our parade?
If you go to any airport right now, you'll see destination advertising, and that is what this is going to be. we are capitalizing on the audience that is there. Dallas is a sports town, and we believe in good sportsmanship.
Now, the airport told us they do reserve the right to deny any ads that go inside of the airport. But right now, they've already bought those ads, and they're scheduled to run for 4 weeks, 2 weeks before the convention, the week of the convention, and then the week after. Sarah.
Hillary Golston is at the scene and begins our team coverage. Hillary, good evening.
And good evening to you, Russ. I have never seen the police chief the way that I saw him tonight. Tears were welling up in his eyes as he told us the news that the 6-month-old that had been shot in the chest had died. There were shouts of anger and tears of sadness over the violence that everyone, and I mean everyone, feels has got to stop.
It's tough. It's tough.
Cleveland's police chief, like the city he serves, heartbroken.
We got to do something about it.
A rare moment, the chief losing his composure over senseless violence directed at the very young.
When are we going to stop counting babies being killed out there in the streets for nothing?
A lot of tears tonight over the death of an infant, a 6-month-old baby's life over before it began.
It's just so crazy here that I'm ready to move my dad back down south because I can't take this anymore. This is ridiculous. This is really ridiculous.
Police say the little girl was shot on 143rd near Kinsman while she sat in a car with her mom and likely 2 other adults. Police say the bullets entered the car. The baby was taken to the hospital, but it was too late.
What can you say? Other than the fact we all feel the same pain.
Police surrounded apartments near East 145th and Spear Avenue. We're told K-9, SWAT, even a chopper were brought in. Police haven't said why.
Mayor Jackson has to face the fact that he's lost control of the east side.
Some out here were fed up today with the deaths of small children, chanting, calling out the mayor.
Lost control of the east side. He's good downtown in the west.
As people look to place blame for not stopping the violence, the blame for who killed the baby rests with the shooter or shooters.
My guys have been instructed to make sure that we stay on this as long as it takes. I mean, we want bodies in jail tonight.
And I think everyone is looking to find and bring the people or person responsible to justice. And that's why police are calling on anyone who knows anything or thinks they may know someone who knows something to reach out to Crime Stoppers, reach out to the Homicide Division and tell them what you saw or heard or know. They are hoping to put someone in jail tonight, as the chief said, Russ.
Hillary, what was Mayor Jackson's response when Art McCoy said to him, "You've lost the east side of Cleveland"?
I think a lot of people know that there's a lot of frustration in the city over the violence that has touched especially the young among us. And so I think Mayor Jackson knows that and just sort of did not respond as Art McCoy was making those comments. And there were those out here who also said, you know, we stand with Mayor Jackson in his fight to do something about this terrible violence, Russ.
Okay, Hillary Golston, we'll see you later in the broadcast.